That's what I'm doing right now.
Okay.
As soon as it actually registers that I am live. There we go. So, there is that right there. And we are unboxing the clock that started it all.
Clock that started it all.
Yep. And then I'll have a few example clocks on the ledge behind you to grab as soon as I get this thing open. Whoops, that's the wrong tool. That's a bottle opener. I want the box opener tool. Tool that I didn't know what it was, and then I cut myself a little bit on it, and then I had to look in the instructions. Alright, well, actually, we'll keep this out just in case. Okay, this should just be thank you and a signature, I think. Mom can read that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Perfect. We'll set the box down here. The rest is just order info, basic stuff. Alright. Now, the seller had this clock actually incorrectly labeled. I will get to that in just a moment. So, here it is. Oh, it looks so beautiful. There's a bit of like a slight, I don't know, yellowing different color on the top there. But it is just as I remember. Well, the cord feels a little bit stiff, but again, this is old. Hopefully it's not been like in a bad environment where it's going to be brittle, although it doesn't feel like that. So let's just see really quickly. Okay. Can you plug this in behind me, please? It should be. Yes, that looks to be. Can you hold it right there? Wait, no, I got it. Turn out the lights first. Not really seeing the dial light, but I mean, that doesn't actually work very often on these old clocks. Yeah, there's nothing. There's nothing. So, turn this light back on. The big thing to test though.
I can feel it vibrating.
Yep, it is running. Wow, it doesn't, for some reason, it doesn't want to turn back with the time. Oh, that was the snooze button holding it back. Okay, I didn't know that that was a thing. Oh, yep.
That's the sound.
Yep, it works. So go ahead and unplug it. And then if you can grab the two clocks on the right. So this is a West Clocks Softy Grouse in pink color. Yeah, Softy pink grouse. A little bit rubbed on the label here. The seller had it labeled incorrectly as a West Clocks Bold 2 Grouse pink. Both of these are Bold 2s. This one's a Softy model because it has the alarm snooze button on the top, whereas this one doesn't. It does have an alarm, just no snooze button, so you would just reach around the clock and you would turn it off for period. And these things also, like normal alarms, you turn it off and it's usually set to ring the next morning. These older clocks are not that way, unless you want it to, like, if you wake up at 6 in the morning, unless you want it to also ring at 6 in the afternoon, and also just continue ringing for the rest of the 6 o'clock period. So, usually you do turn it off, but they had it incorrectly labeled.
In the morning you have to pull it out to turn it on. Or
at night, yeah.
When you go to bed.
Yep. So they had it incorrectly labeled as one of these, which it isn't. I know my clocks, which is actually pretty cool. So if you can go ahead and put these back really quickly and then grab the other two clocks and just a quick little bit of a story on the clock that started it all. I have a different video on this. But my mom had 2 of these. We don't know where one of them has gone. It's been decades since we've lost it. And I ended up using one of them in our old house to wake up in the morning because my parents wanted me to wake up at a more reasonable time. So that was my alarm clock for a while. And then it fell off the shelf that I had it on, which also, I forgot we have a banana for scale really quickly. So, yep, that's how big these things are. There's that.
Like an unrealistic banana.
She thinks it's a little bit thicker. That'll be sussed out in another video. But, so, it fell off the shelf a few times and broke. And so then I started using another clock, which I should have grabbed that one. It's like a little metal one that has roses on it. And it makes a beeping noise even though it's an analog clock. Started using that one for a while, but I didn't like it. I wanted something kind of, sort of different maybe, but it was good enough. But then I was in Savers one time, and I put something back on their electronic shelf, and I heard something fall down, because these shelves were in, like, they were a little bit open in the back, so something could fall off the back end onto the shelf below it. My first thought was, I'm going to walk away and just pretend like nothing happened. Wait, no, I should check. So I looked on the shelf below and I saw this clock. Angels were singing. It was perfect. Do you want more details? Because there is more. I'll save that for the other video. Try and remember to stick the link down in the description after this stream. But that was this clock right here. But then it wasn't quite loud enough for what I wanted, so I went looking and I found this clock here. It was loud enough, but then I was like, hey, this is fun. And so then, yeah, everything up there that you see, all of those wonderful clocks up there. And it all started with this little pink clock right here, which I'm happy to have as part of the collection. You know, maybe after being on for a while, the dial light would work. I need to assess that on all of my clocks that are like this and see if all the dial lights are working. If they're not, I wouldn't mind, you know, like putting a replacement bulb in there, but I don't even know how you get inside one of these. I've gotten the front cover off before, do a little bit of cleaning inside them, and I assume the front would, like, slide out if you can somehow get the snooze. I don't know. I don't want to mess with it and end up ruining one. Maybe if I ever came into possession of an extra one that I didn't care about, I might mess with it, or I'll go find a clock shop and be like, hey, you guys, can you repair this? Or, because they do need oiling on some of them too, or, you know, if they can't, like, do you know how to get inside it at least, so then I can attempt to do my own fixing and stuff? But, yeah, this right here, the West Clocks Softy Drouse is the clock that started it all. Which way?
So you can see this that you're referring to.
I was referring to this.
I know, but you're talking about all three.
Sure, yeah, I am. But this specifically was the clock that started it all. And, yeah, the top does look, no, actually, no, the top is fine. It's really nice condition, aside from a little bit of smearing on the bottom label. They did a really good job with it. Like, this one here has a slight chip on the corner there. There's a piece that's been glued back. Some of these I've thought, you know, do I want to, you know, bother trying to find replacements for them online and reselling my old ones? I don't know. I'd have to see how expensive they are. But first I'll get all my clocks set up on the shelf and everything taken care of that way. And it will be really cool. So, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. And I will see you guys in whatever's next. Bye!